even the worst teams in Major League Baseball, produce positive moments during the course of a season. So what were the best moments of the Red Sox season in 2012? Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. They say that even the darkest clouds have a silver lining. And in looking at the disaster that the Boston Red Sox season was in 2012, you have to really look hard for the good moments in this lost season. But there definitely were some good things that happened in 2012. And there's three areas I think the Red Sox can take from this lost season into next year as positive energy moving forward as they look to rebuild this franchise next year. The first one was the infusion of young players on this team, particularly Felix Doubront and Franklin Morales in the starting rotation. These are two guys that look like they're going to be rotation pieces for next year. And at this point, if you look at Morales as the fifth starter, I think you have this Red Sox rotation filled out for next year, even if you don't acquire another starting pitcher, because you'll have Lester, Buchholz, Doubront, John Lackey, and Morales. Now, I wouldn't say that Ben Cherington should not go out and try to acquire a frontline starter, but if the market doesn't bear that it makes sense, at least the Red Sox should be covered for their top five pitchers, because Morales actually showed a lot in his brief time as a starter this year. That was something that Bobby Valentine pushed for, and it turned out to be right. Doubront was excellent as a young pitcher in his first full year in the rotation. He had his ups and downs, but he finished strong, and he became a strikeout pitcher late in the year, and I think those are signs that bode really well for the Red Sox next year in the starting pitching department. The next bright spot, I think, was the emergence of Will Middlebrooks as the team's third baseman. Yes, it cost moving Kevin Youkilis out of town to Chicago and to the White Sox, but I think Middlebrooks, in the time he was here before he broke his wrist in August, showed that he's a legitimate, everyday Major League player. He's a young player, and he's definitely got superstar potential. He can definitely hit, and his defense at third base will only get better as time goes on. So that is definitely something the Red Sox can build on for the future with Will Middlebrooks at third base. And third, Bobby Valentine as manager was actually a bright spot for this team in some way, in the fact that now the Red Sox know what kind of manager they don't want for this franchise. And so if you can take the Valentine disaster this year in any positive light, it is that way. That the Sox now know that Bobby Valentine types don't work in Boston, and I don't think you're going to see another one as the next manager of this team. I think you're going to see a young guy come in here and absolutely do a much better job than Valentine, relating to the players, relating to the media, and even relating to his bosses. That's something that's very, very important. And lastly, I just want to throw in what I think is the best moment of the Red Sox season this year, and that was Cody Ross's walk-off, bottom of the ninth home run against the Chicago White Sox on July 19th, a game that I personally attended. And let me tell you, at the time, it was a great moment for the Red Sox this season. It put them at 48-45 on the season. They were still in the thick of the wild card race, and it was a moment in a game in which the Red Sox fans around the country thought, hey, this is it. This moment is the jumping off point for this team this year, for them to get back in the playoff race and get back in contention and be the team that everybody thinks they can be. It didn't turn out to be that way, but at the time, if you were in Fenway Park that day as I was, the energy going through that park as the Red Sox struggled that whole game against the White Sox, and then for Ross to win it in the bottom of the ninth, you just felt that that was going to be the moment that propelled the Red Sox to contention in 2012. Again, it didn't turn out to be that way, but at the time I thought it was the best moment, and I still think it's the best moment of the Red Sox season. So for you Red Sox fans out there that have suffered through this season right along with me, what do you think were the best moments of the 2012 season? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.